Hola compañeros, Andy here from the Timeless Travel Club. So in my house, we grew up Mexican. You know, my mother cooked Mexican food. She listened to Mexican music, watched telenovelas. As a young child, we were raised to fear things like the llorona, the cucuy, the flying chancla, and when we misbehaved, the switch from the front yard tree. Mexican, right? I still get a few Mexican flashbacks. But little did I know what it meant to truly be a Mexican until I started traveling from town to town in these Mexican cities. So this video is going to be a little bit different. Instead of showcasing vacation destinations in Mexico, I'm going to be discussing and sharing with you a little bit of the Mexican culture that may shock you. So I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I'm back in California. It's sunny out today, but it is cold. I know, it's not East Coast cold. It's California cold, but it's still must wear a coat cold. So you're visiting in Mexico, you're talking with an old friend, maybe even a new friend, and you want to bring their kids into the conversation. So you say something like, so how are the kids coming along? They must be getting big. And this is a hand gesture that we make in the United States, and I don't know, probably Canada as well. It's innocent, right? It comes natural. You don't even think when you do this, talking about somebody's kids. In Mexico, you may have unintentionally insulted your Mexican friend by doing this with regards to their kids. Because in Mexico, this represents the animals. So how's that goat growing? How's your dog doing? In Mexico, if you want to talk about kids, you do this. Represents growth, represents people. Animals, people. So I know you don't mean any harm if you've done this before, and they won't really tell you that they've been insulted, and they probably won't be insulted because they know that it's a cultural thing that you really don't know any different. So again, you're in Mexico, you're talking to your friends. Make this hand gesture when talking about their niños. It's going to show them that you're being respectful and that you are actually a well-informed gringo. On the same topic, now I'm a little self-conscious, same topic with hand gestures. There's a couple other things that aren't, you're not going to insult anybody, but it's a good to know kind of thing. In the United States, we do this representing money. In Mexico, they do this, which I kind of like this better because it's like you have a stack of bills on you. In Mexico, you're walking down the street, you want to cross the street, and there's traffic coming. Somebody stops to let you go, to say thank you. A simple gesture. You want to use all fingers, and you don't want to start from the chin. It's just simple. Thank you very much. Don't let it linger. Thank you. If you were to bump into me anywhere in Mexico, it's likely that I will be slinging a backpack of some sort. It could be to carry a camera or just to deliver my dirty laundry, but I will almost always have a backpack. On 2 or 3 occasions when I'm meeting with a friend in a restaurant, for example, I'll place my backpack between my feet on the floor because I'll always know where it's at and it'll deter robbers from stealing it from between my feet. But my friends will ask me to move my backpack from the floor and put it on a chair or one of the racks that the restaurant offers. At first, I thought the reason was because they didn't want my backpack to be dirty. But when I realized that different people were asking this of me, I became curious. So once I probed a little bit, I learned that it was because in Mexico, it's bad luck to put your backpack or your purse on the floor. Now again, as I mentioned before, it's not likely that a stranger in Mexico is going to request this of you. But if you know them well enough, they may be adamant, just like they are with me. So I look at it this way. Any defense of unnecessary bad luck or bad mojo is much appreciated. And their request is simply because they care about you. So the next time you are in a public place, always be aware of your surroundings. And do not leave your backpack sitting on the floor. Give the locals peace of mind, por favor.
Sana, 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 colita de rana. Si no sanas hoy, sanará mañana.
What do you remember about your childhood? For me, it was that song. And if you know the song, then you know how comforting it was after suffering a boo-boo on your elbow or you scraped your knees when you were a child. For me, my beautiful mother sang it to me. But I never really knew the words or what the Spanish translation was, especially that first line. And I have to say, I was a little shocked. So let's break it down for you, okay? Sana, sana, colita de rana. Si no sanas hoy, sanarás mañana. Sounds nice, right? This is what it means. Heal, heal, a little tail of a frog.
Hola.
Shocking. The song goes on to say, if you don't heal today, you will heal tomorrow. Things heal quicker when you're having fun, so go back and play. Soon your boo-boo will be gone. And I did. And it was. I'm thankful for the number of times the song was sung for me because, you know, when we were kids, in my day, we were outside kicking and playing and scratching and throwing. I'm going to post the lyrics for you down in the description. If you ever have the need to sing it to your children, your grandchildren, they're a little more delicate, I think, than we were when we were kids. Have you ever had any negative feelings about you? Feeling a little lost? Feeling like somebody cast a spell on you? Well, you might be in need of some spiritual cleaning. Can't wait to see how that turns out. As in many other cultures, Mexico, superstition has its place in the Mexican culture. And today we're going to talk about the use of an egg and a lime to remove any bad vibes or even remove any spells that were cast upon you. Let's start with the egg. You know, they use these people, they're called curanderas, which translates into healers. And a curandera will actually take an egg and rub it over her subject's face, body, pretty much from head to toe to remove any bad spells, bad vibes, or, you know, negativity. Here I have a couple family members who were voluntold to illustrate the process. Now this is the Cliff Note version, but typically the egg would be rubbed from head to toe. When the process is complete, the sign of the cross will be made on the person, and then they're asked to blow on the egg 3 times while the egg's in rotation.
Did my makeup get on the egg? No idea.
And the final step is to break the egg into a glass of water, and if that egg sinks, that means a clean bill of health, both spiritually and physically. Now, if that egg rises to the middle or the top, that means that there was something going on there, that egg had absorbed those bad vibes. If there's any discoloration, any black in the yolk, that's disease related, and the egg has done its job and removed that also from your spirit. Curanderas, they have actually played an important role in my family history. My grandmother, who was from the state of Aguascalientes, had her 12 children here in California. A curandera was present for every one of those births. So we go from eggs to limes. And we all know the many uses that limes have. We use limes as garnishments on our meals. We use it to freshen a glass of water. We use it to grill fish. We use it to grill fish. And they play an important part in the ingredients of important things like sangria, margaritas, and of course tequila shots. But did you know that some women in Mexico put a whole lime in a plastic bag and they put that inside their purse and they'll keep it there for days until that lime actually turns black? Again, this is another superstition they have. The thought is that this lime is going to absorb any negativity around you and the people around her. Now, when it's time to dispose of the lime, it's very important to empty the plastic bag without touching the lime. I don't know why they do that. If you know why, drop me a line so we can all be informed. Mexico has a beautiful flag, in my opinion. You know, the three colors, green, white, and red, with the coat of arms in the middle. It's got a good blend. And not to be confused with the Italian flag, who is exactly the same without the coat of arms. But the Mexican flag is a little more rich in color, more so than the Italian flag. The green, by the way, represents hope. The white represents unity. And the red side represents all those heroes that have fallen. But what would shock you about the Mexican flag is the way that they honor it. Both citizens and military, they will put their hands to their heart, but they don't cover it like we do in the United States. It's palms down. And if you've ever watched an inauguration by a Mexican official or even the president, they will make the salute like they did in Nazi Germany. But don't let that shock you. The Mexican salute replicates how they did it in ancient Rome. And this is where they got it from. I hope you enjoyed my little discussion on the many ways that a Mexican culture can shock you. And it's my hope that if you ever witness something like this personally, that you won't have a clutching your pearls moment, that you'll take it in stride like a seasoned traveler that you are.